Good day, everyone. This is Rhonda of virtueworksforyou.com coming to you live, helping stay-at-home moms and women entrepreneurs grow businesses online with visual content marketing on hectic schedules with ease and maximum productivity. And the topic of this week's video is my 3 secrets to a consistent social media strategy, more content in less time. So I want to ask you some questions. Do you find creating and following through with your weekly social media content strategy to be hectic? Are you posting inconsistently because you just don't know what to talk about, when to post, and what to post? If you are, I'm going to share with you my 3 secrets to a consistent social media content strategy so you can also create a social media content strategy that will increase your productivity and ease the feelings of overwhelm. And please stay tuned to the end because I'm going to share a bonus tip with you. So number 1, I do what I call a content brain dump or a content brainstorm. And it also goes along with batching. And I usually do this on the weekends because the weekends is the best time to do it. I usually do it on both Saturday and Sunday. I take a little bit of time Saturday and Sunday to create my social media content for the week. And I might even go even further and create it for the month, which I do most of the time. But some people may prefer to do it weekly. Some may prefer to do it monthly. It's up to you. And so what you can do, what I do and what you can do is you can take notes. Now, you could take your notes digitally using tools like Microsoft Word or Evernote. And if you're like me, old-fashioned pen and paper girl, you can use a pen and a notebook to write down your notes. And what you need to do is you need to create a list of 3 to 5 problem-solving tips and or advice to present each day of the week. And they must have, the problem, then the solution. And each one should be 2 to 3 paragraphs long. And this is a way to give your audience information each day in bite sizes, right? And it also gives you the opportunity to create more content during the week, but not like it overwhelming yourself, okay? So each day, now, each of us post differently to social media. Now, you may post 3 times a week. You may post every day of the week. I recommend working up towards posting each day a week, 1 post a day. And like I said, share a tip each day. So you're giving your audience tips, business tips and advice, each day of the week in little bite sizes, okay? And so, as I said earlier, doing it that way is, gives you the opportunity to create more content in less time. And like I say, you can either do this digitally or a notebook. So every day, I write down a tip or advice, at least 2 to 3 paragraphs of something of value, problem and the solution that I want to help my audience with. Okay. And I also want to mention the content strategy map. A content strategy map is another way in which you can do a content brain dump or brainstorm. And I'm going to post the link to the video which I talk about how to create a content strategy map in the description. So look for that. Okay, number 2, schedule content in batches. So I know it can, get expensive with these social media scheduling tools, but it's good to schedule content in batches because you can save time. We want to save time in creating the content, right? And we want to save time in posting because just like we're not able to sit at the computer all day create content, we're not able to sit there and schedule for a very long time. So it's best to use a tool. And I'm going to use an example. Okay. For my Pinterest business account, I use this tool called Tailwind. It's the Tailwind Scheduler. It's a scheduler for both Pinterest and Instagram. And so what I do is I upload new content that I've just created, and I've also share my old content as well. And I schedule content for weeks ahead, weeks and months ahead. So I go a very long time on my Pinterest account without, manually uploading content. I do still manually upload some because, as I said in the previous video, you do want to manually upload some, to let the algorithm know it's a human uploading, okay, not just a machine. But I do a mix of uploading on autopilot with schedulers and manually uploading, but I don't spend a lot of time manually uploading. But like I said, with Pinterest, the example I use the Tailwind Scheduler to schedule content for my Pinterest content to go out weeks and months ahead. Okay. So I'm not spending a lot of time on Pinterest uploading, scheduling content. All right. And I'm going to provide a link in the description of my Tailwind Scheduler if you are using Pinterest and you want to purchase this scheduler. I would put my link in the comments, and I am going to do another video in the future about how to use the Tailwind Scheduler, so stay tuned for that. Okay, number 3, batch create graphics. So I batch create my graphics, and I mostly use templates. With templates, you just choose a template, whichever graphic design tool you use, Canva, Crello, Adobe Spark, whatever your choice is. Change the colors, the fonts to fit your brand. And that usually takes about 5 to 10 minutes. And I create graphics with all platforms in no time for this. So if you are really pressed for time, which most of us are, we don't have time to sit at the computer create graphics all day, I highly recommend using templates. I also have a video where I talk about templates, and I will link that also in the description. Now, I also create custom graphics like this graphic you see here on the screen. This is a custom-made graphic that I created. Now, when I want to create custom-made graphic, that means graphics that I create from a blank canvas. They're unique. They're not like any other graphic. I set aside some time each month to create my custom graphics because custom graphics take more time. And you put more effort and thought into creating those. And I also use my custom graphics as templates as well. For example, again, this graphic you see on the screen, I would take this template I made right here and make a copy of it. For, say I'm doing another video on another subject, I create a copy of this graphic right here you see on the screen, and then I change the words around to what that particular video is about, And I would probably delete some of these graphics on here, these illustrations, and replace them with another one, which only takes a few minutes. So you can create templates from your custom graphics as well. Okay, and that saves time. All right, so number one, content brain dumping or brainstorm. Number two, schedule content in batches. And number three, batch create graphics. Now, for my bonus tips, okay, so number one, sharing social media content across multiple platforms. Now, I share my content across multiple platforms because, like most of us, we on at least one to three platforms, right? And so what I do when I share my content across multiple platforms, I share a mix of old and new content. You don't want to share the exact same thing to all your platforms at the same time, okay? And also you want to change up your graphics and your wording. For example, let's say if you share a piece of content on Instagram and you also want to share it on Facebook, you may want to change up the wording a little bit. I mean, it's going to be basically the same message, but change up the wording a bit, okay? And so I use a different graphic and I change up the wording a little bit for each platform because I don't want it to look the same, that kind of look like when you do that, it kind of look like laziness. Now, I admit I do share sometimes the same piece of content across platforms, but I don't do it all at the same time. I may share to this platform today and to this platform 3 days later. So you have to kind of space it out, and I'm going to do a video in which I go into more detail about that, okay? So one more thing, consistency takes practice. So I always say, and this is with any platform you are using to build your business, and to learn how to create a content strategy where you're not spending a lot of time creating content, right? And not a lot of time scheduling. What you have to do is you have to practice becoming consistent with it, and you have to practice speed also. Like, for example, the few years that I have been creating graphics, I've learned how to create graphics faster, and I found different hacks that I could use to create graphics faster, different productivity hacks to create content faster. So with consistency takes practice, okay? So let's say that you just starting out, working on, you say to yourself, I want to work on posting to LinkedIn every day. You've been posting inconsistently and you find it hard to post every day. That is something that you're going to have to work on becoming consistent in, and you're going to have to practice it. You're going to have to sit down, use these tips that I've given you, and sit down every week and create 3 to 5 tips that you could share each day, and you have 5 tips of problem solving content in bite size. You don't have to write a whole lot, because a lot of these social media platforms, they only allow so many words. But as long as it's just something of value, 2 to 3 paragraphs, or maybe 1 paragraph that you can share with your audience that they can take and apply it in their business or in their personal life. Okay. So I hope I was clear on that. So I'm going to go over the three tips again, my three secrets. Content, brain dump, brainstorm. Number 2, schedule content in batches. Number 3, batch create graphics. And my bonus tip, sharing social media content across multiple platforms by sharing a mix of old and new content and changing up graphics and the wording. And remember, consistency takes practice. And before I close out, I want to say that I will be doing follow-up videos to this one video because I want to go in detail about how, kind of like behind the scenes videos of how I batch create content, bite-sized content for my social media, how I schedule my content batches, and how I batch create my graphics. So I will be doing videos on those in the future that is in more detail. Okay. And so if you like this content, please thumbs this up. Share this out to anybody you think that can benefit from this video. Also hit that subscribe button and click the notification bell symbol for alerts. And I will put links down to other helpful videos in the description. And thanks for watching, and you all have a wonderful rest of your day.